Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at an incredibly fun spice pick in the Great League, and that is XL level 50 Scraggy. Now for the moveset, Scraggy is running Feint Attack as the fast move, and for the charge moves we are running Brick Break and Foul Play. Now with the moveset like that, Scraggy is going to need a lot of help, so we're going to have Scrafty in the back and Nidoqueen on the lead. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and let's take a look at XL level 50 Scraggy in action in the Great League. Hopping into the first match, and this is exactly where we want to see Azumarill. They are going to save switch into Drapion, and we will counter swap our Scrafty. Unfortunately, I will have to expend a shield to maintain alignment in this match, but I will go for the power-up punch right away, and I'm actually going to shield their first move. My thinking is they're less likely to bait on the first one since they need that guaranteed Sludge Bomb damage. We're able to sneak through the counter as they throw, which is very, very nice, and now we can farm down, and we leave with a bunch of energy. The Azumarill will come back in, but we should be able to actually pressure the health of that Azumarill quite a bit, as the boosted foul plays plus the counters will actually start to add up on the Azumarill. Going for the second foul play, and we're actually able to get it below half health. That is absolutely huge. They're going for a very aggressive farm down, and they will have to eat another boosted foul play, and we actually get a shield. That is so big. They leave with 100 energy, which is honestly okay with me. I'm going to shield this up. I have to respect the Hydro Pump. They go for the Ice Beam. They need one more bubble, and they reach the second Ice Beam. But Nidoqueen can tank an Ice Beam. It hurts, but we do survive it. And they have Ferrothorn in the back, and I build up to the Earth Power going for the Poison Fang bait, and they call it. That is very rough. Now we're going to bring in Scraggy, and we're going for the Brick Break. Their defense is fallen. They may not know the moveset, and we land the Brick Break, and that actually does a nice chunk of damage. Now this Ferrothorn does have a lot of energy. They're going for the back-to-back power whips. This will be taking us out, but with that lower defense and very low health, we may be able to farm them down. Nidoqueen able to farm down. The Azumarill is energy dry, and we're able to take the win. All right, hopping to the next match. Absolutely horrendous lead. We're going up against a Spice Lord. Nidoqueen into Shadow Piloswine. We save switch into our Scraggy, and we bait out a Venusaur. Going for the foul play, we land it, and I'm realizing that my Nidoqueen can do basically nothing against the Piloswine, so I need to flip switch. And I have Feint Attack as the fast move as opposed to Scrafty having counter, so I actually hit this Venusaur for neutral. So I'm going to double shield, Feint Attack down, and we are going to win switch advantage. The opponent brings in a Drapion, but the important thing is we have switch advantage, so we are going to be able to line up the Shadow Piloswine with our Scrafty, and counter absolutely tears through Piloswine. We're going for another Brick Break there, and I don't have any shields, so they're going to farm up a ton of energy, and this move should be taking me out. But they actually go for a crunch. They try and snipe with the Piloswine. Big mistake as we're able to get to a Brick Break. Brick Break able to force the shield, and now we're bringing in Scrafty, and Scrafty will absolutely shred this Piloswine. Going for the power-up punch. They shield it. They're wanting to get the move off. The Shadow Avalanche will hit for a ton of damage here. Scrafty barely holding on, able to counter down. And they bring back in the Drapion, and they're forced to throw to not get hit with the power-up punch. Crunch comes through, and from here, Nidoqueen just has to get to the Poison Fang. That will be taking out the Drapion, and that will be a good game. So terrible lead off the start, but XL Scraggy actually able to help us win back switch advantage, and we win the match. Terrible lead. We are going to save switch into Scraggy, and unfortunately, they have the Swampert Skarmory core, which is so bad for our Nidoqueen. Scraggy does hit hard with that foul play, but my opponent times their charge moves very well and throws the Sky Attack to secure the KO right before I get the energy for the Brick Break. Now I'm going to bring in the Nidoqueen, which is by no means a Skarmory counter, and I'm going to be throwing the Poison Fang right before they receive the energy for the Brave Bird. Now they do have enough for the Brave Bird. I'm just going to let them hit me. The Nidoqueen doesn't have a lot of play. They actually go for the Sky Attack, trying to farm down, and they switch out on 1 HP with a loaded Sky Attack. I'm going to be going for the Earth Power. This will be doing a nice chunk of damage, and now we'll bring in the Scrafty and try and start ramping up. They'll be able to get to the back-to-back hydro cannons. I'll tank one, and then I'll shield one, and I'm going to be farming this down. Now, the Skarmory is on 1 HP, but it does have a loaded move. We'll see if they come in with it. They do, and I'm going for the Power-Up Punch. Power-Up Punch should force the shield here. They shield, and they die through the shield, and they have Registeel in back. This is absolutely massive. The opponent made a miscalculation because when you shield a charge move, it still does 1 HP of damage. So by shielding there, they end up wasting a shield, and I can safely shield the move from the Registeel. And because of that misplay, we are going to be able to get the win. So even against the Swampert Skarmory core, things were looking dire, still able to get the job done. Hopping into the next match, Medicham lead. This is exactly where we want to see Medicham. We still have to expend shields as Ice Punch and Psychic will do a lot of damage, but it's a lot better than having a counter user go up against our dark types in the back. I shielded up, and they go for a power-up punch. That is so bad. Now their future nuke moves are going to be doing extra damage. We go for the Poison Fang, and that's actually CMP, which tells me they are power-up punch and Ice Punch. So I'm going to shield the Ice Punch. They have Trevenant, and here I make a mistake. I definitely should have gone into the Scraggy, as I would have been able to hit for super effective damage with the fast move, but unfortunately I misclick and I go into Scrafty. Now we're going for the foul play. We do get the shield, but since we don't have a shield of our own, this Seed Bomb will be getting us pretty low, and they should be able to get to another one, and yes, they are able to. They win the CMP tie. Very nice counting by the opponent to make sure they didn't get hit by that move, and now we bring in the Scraggy, and look at those feint attacks, absolutely chunking Trevenant. We can tank a Seed Bomb. It does hurt. The opponent panic switches out into Medicham, and we're going to be going for the neutral foul play. This will not be taking them out, but it does get them low, and now we farm with the Nidoqueen to get some extra energy, and it all depends what they have in the back, and they have Empoleon in the back. We're going to be going for this Earth Power. This will be doing massive super effective damage. Barely does not KO. One more Poison Jab does the trick. They bring in the Trevenant, and we farm it down, and we are able to get the win. All right, we have Nidoqueen and Sableye, and this battle is actually against Rise to the Occasion, a fellow content creator who I have battled a few times over the last few days. There is a bunch of lag as I try and throw the charge move, which is unfortunate. We go for the foul play, and we connect. Now he throws. This is enough for the return, so I do respect it, and I shield a foul play. Absolutely terrible for me. They bring in a Drapion, and I am going to be going for the Brick Break. Brick Break really does not hit very hard. It's not a very good charge move, but it's the best one I have against Drapion, so I am going to have to throw it. He goes for the Sludge Bomb, and he should be able to farm all the way down. And now I am definitely going to bring in the Nidoqueen here. I will have to tank some Crunches, but since I'm the non-Shadow, I can pretty safely tank 2 Crunches and not have to worry about it, which is very nice. We are able to sneak a Poison Jab through, which is clutch there. Another Crunch comes through. We actually simultaneously swap, trying to snipe each other, and he's just able to reach the return. I am going to have to commit the shield, and we'll see what he has in the back. He is waiting out the clock. He has 2 shields. I have none. I am down shields. It's a Registeel, which I can hit for super effective, but unfortunately, the Registeel does have Focus Blast. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to pull this one off. I do build up to the foul play, and I go for the bait. We're able to force the shield. Our counters are doing extra, but this Focus Blast will be absolutely shredding us. Focus Blast takes us out. I'm getting very low on the Nidoqueen. I probably could have farmed up extra, but I'll be honest, I got worried. We're throwing the Earth Power there. They still have a shield on the Drapion, and I'm just not going to be able to do enough damage to it before it reaches the Crunch. And yes, they're able to reach the move, and that is a good game. So very close game there versus Rise. Unfortunately, shielding that bait really ended up causing me to lose. Hopping into the next match, and this is a pretty nice lead for us. Nidoqueen into Scrafty. We have caught the counter user on the lead, so we're going to be staying in and going for these Poison Fangs to lower their defense and really start to ramp up our Poison Jabs. Unfortunately, we're not able to get a poison jab through. I'm going to be committing the shield, and it's the foul play, so good shield by us. We're going for the poison fang, but they are able to get a counter through, which isn't the best for us. That'll do a nice chunk of damage, and the opponent brings in their own Nidoqueen, but they're running the Shadow variant. I'm going to be building up and going for the bait to try and lower their defense, see if we can do some extra damage after the fact. They farm up a ton, and I'm actually going to switch out and catch a move onto the Scraggy. They just go for the Poison Fang. That's fine by me. My goal here as the Scraggy is just to use it as a damage sponge. They go for the Poison Fang. Can I get to the Brick Break? Yes, we're able to get to the Brick Break. This is resisted, but it's a Shadow Nidoqueen with lowered defense, so that actually almost takes them out. And I'm going to bring in my own Nidoqueen. They should be short of the Earth Power here. Just the Poison Fang, that's fine. They bring in the Scrafty, aggressively trying to snipe, but we're going to be able to go for the Poison Fang. Gets them low. We try and make a snipe of our own with our own Scrafty, but unfortunately we're not able to do so, and they will hit us with the foul play. We should be in a pretty okay position here, depending what they have in the back. We have Scrafty with the shield advantage, and they have Galvantula, and things are looking good. We'll be able to connect with this foul play. Galvantula is pretty glassy. That does big damage there. And from here, I can shield it up if I want to, but also Nidoqueen should be able to close for me. As Nidoqueen absolutely destroys Galvantula, we're able to farm down their Nidoqueen, and the opponent resigns the match. Alright, hopping into the next one, we have Nidoqueen into Alolan Ninetales. Incredible lead for us. They bring in a Sableye, and we are going to counter switch into our Scraggy. Now, Scraggy, feint attack and foul play hidden for neutral. The foul play lands. That does a ton of damage. And after I got baited by Rise, I was not about to get baited again. We successfully call the bait, which is massive, and they're unable to get to the return. That is so good for us. They bring in the Charm Alolan Ninetales, which is going to absolutely destroy our poor Scraggy, but we'll fire off the Brick Break to get some chip damage. I'm going to bring in the Nidoqueen right away, go for the Poison Fang, and you know what? While they're switch locked in, let's do as much damage as possible. Poison Fang, they shielded up. I'm going to be shielding up the Ice-type Weather Ball. And as soon as they're free, I'm expecting them to switch. And they have Umbreon in the back. So unfortunately, they were running Charm Double Dark, and we had Poison Double Fighter. So basically, we just hard counter them. Not a whole lot they could do after I was able to successfully call their bait. We're just going to ramp up these power-up punches. And yeah, at this point, this game is over. They may decide not to throw because they do want to try and get some extra farm with their Charm Alolan Ninetales, but I will be able to go for this power-up punch, which should stall the switch clock long enough to bring in the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen comes in, we have a shield, we're just going to be able to Poison Jab down, and that is a good game. And I believe these next 4 battles were done before the Scraggy was fully powered up, but I wanted to try out the team and had quite a bit of fun with it. So right off the bat, they have double fairy, and this is not looking good for us whatsoever. We are able to land the Poison Fang, which is very nice, and we're going to be going for a second one. This Azu does have a lot of energy, and they're actually going to let that go. That gets them very, very low, and honestly, I'm okay with them fully sacking their Azumarill. We're just going to farm down, and if they bring in their third, which they do, it's a Stunfisk, I'm going to save switch into the Scraggy, because I need to bait back out their Alolan Ninetales so I can kill it with my Nidoqueen. They take the move, in comes the Charm Alolan Ninetales, and my poor Scraggy gets absolutely destroyed. Since they're switch locked in, I am definitely going to be shielding this up. Going to be going straight for the Poison Fang and just trying to do as much damage as possible because my Scrafty down a shield can easily close versus their Stunfisk. Now in comes the Stunfisk, and I'm just going straight Poison Fang, not even bothering to bait the Earth Power, and the opponent shields it because it's a CMP tie. That is massive for us. Go for it, Earthquake me, take me out. Their defense is lowered, they're unable to switch out, and I have Scrafty. Scrafty does tank 1 Earthquake, they're just not going to be able to do enough damage to me in the time they need to. Even if this is the Earthquake, fine by me. I'm just going to be able to counter all the way down, and we are going to emerge victorious. So a double Fairy line, which is honestly pretty tough for my team, but still able to get the job done. All right, we have Nidoqueen into Azumarill. Again, a pretty nice lead for us. And to be fair, it's a pretty neutral matchup overall, but compared to our backline, this is definitely our best response to an Azumarill. We go for the Poison Fang. We're able to sneak through a Poison Jab as they throw the Ice Beam. I'm going to be shielding that up, and the opponent brings out Kofagrigus, and I make a mistake. I should have gone into Scraggy. Just out of instinct, I was like, oh, I need to bring in the Scrafty, but we could have been doing super effective with the feint attacks, but unfortunately, a big misplay by me and a big missed opportunity as they're actually able to tank a move because the counters apply absolutely no pressure. They go for the Shadow Ball. I am able to get to a foul play, but they are actually going to be able to shield this if they want to and maintain alignment, but they let it go. That's very big. My opponent not taking advantage of being able to take switch if they wanted to is massive for me. We're going for the Poison Fang, and these Poison Jabs are really chunking the Azumarill. We've gotten it very low. They're probably trying to get the last shield, and maybe we'll see the switch here, which we do, and we are just going to be going straight for the Poison Fang. They bring in the Venusaur. We just have to do as much damage as possible, able to get to another Poison Fang, and now we basically just sacrifice the Scraggy. We bring in the Scraggy, we try and catch, and they do decide to throw. Let's see how much a Frenzy Plant does here. Frenzy Plant does a lot. Scraggy able to get to the Brick Break, and since their defense is lowered, then they should just about be taking them out. And as you can see, I did try an undercharge. I'm unable to undercharge, but we are able to get to the foul play, and Scraggy is going to be an Azumarill counter, getting the screenshot for the records. You absolutely love to see it. Hopping into the final match, and again we are catching the counter user on the lead. This is exactly where we want to see it. As we go for the Poison Fang, they do get a free counter, which is very rough for us, but we do get a free Poison Jab in return when they throw, so we are back to even energy. Again, you've seen how we play Nidoqueen. We're going for these Poison Fangs. We're trying to ramp up these Poison Jabs. They elect to no shield. I'm expecting the Psychic, so we're going to switch and we're going to catch it onto our Scraggy where it is going to be resisted. Psychic not doing a whole lot, and we bait out an Azumarill. Now, this is a bad matchup for Scraggy, but Scraggy has done his job. He has baited out the Fairy type, so that way Scrafty will not have to face it. Foul Play does connect, and I'm going to farm up and keep going for moves until they throw. They're going to be taking me out here. They do go for the Ice Beam, which shows they have Ice Beam, which is less than ideal for my Nidoqueen. And now I have to use whatever resources I can to take care of the Azumarill. We go for the Poison Fang. That does get the shield. They'll be going for the Ice Beam. I have to shield this. My Scrafty, cannot handle this, but they have Umbreon in the back, and things suddenly have hope. Scrafty absolutely destroys Umbreon, so we're going to switch in here, go for the power-up punch, and start to ramp up these counters. They do have Last Resort, which is unfortunate for me, but we're just going straight power-up punch, and then after landing the second one, we're going to try and counter all the way down and hopefully leave with some energy to threaten the Azumarill, because even though Foul Play is resisted, our attack is 50% boosted, so we're going to be doing a nice chunk of damage. They do still have shreds of Medicham left alive in the back, so I have to watch for the catch. They bring in the Azumarill. I throw in the middle of their bubble so they're unable to catch, and we're going for the boosted Foul Play. Now, Foul Play actually does nice damage there, and Scrafty able to get to the power-up punch. Will they decide to shield this up? They do, and they switch into the Medicham. They're unable to take us out. Scrafty able to counter down, and that is a good game. All in all, I had an absolute blast running XL Scraggy. By no means is it a good Pokemon for the Great League, but I had a lot of fun using it, and the main reason why I did invest all of these resources is I will eventually be evolving it into an XL Ultra League Scrafty, but for the time being, figure may as well try it out in the Great League. And honestly, I'm very, very glad I did. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We actually just passed 16,000 subscribers on the channel, which is absolutely crazy. So thank you guys very much for that support. And an extra special thank you, as always, for our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.